A very good evening to all of you. And a real warm welcome to this PPH Conclave 2024. So as chairperson of the inaugural committee, it is my privilege to stand in front of you on this occasion. And I'm so overwhelmed to see all the stalwarts of Foxy sitting in the audience. Well, Dr. Meena Samant will be giving a formal welcome to all of you. Now, on this occasion, I'm actually reminded of a Sanskrit shlok. Vidya dadati vinayam, vidya dadati patratvam, patratva dhanmapnoti, dhana dharmam tatha sukham. So what does it mean? Well, knowledge gives discipline. From discipline comes worthiness. From worthiness, one gets wealth. From wealth, one does good deeds. And from that comes joy. So happiness ultimately comes from knowledge. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we have gathered here to increase our knowledge and to refresh our knowledge on postpartum hemorrhage. And that's going to make, the obstetricians present in the audience happy and also the mothers to be happy. So with these words, now I think you will be getting a surprise by all the budding obstetricians, gynecologists, and the embryologists of Patna Obs and Gynae Society. So I invite Dr. Shashibala, Dr. Khushbu, Dr. Swapnil, Dr. Shama, and where is the fifth one? Yes, Dr. Divya.
Just clap your hands. Just clap your hands.
I think you all can clap with them.
Just clap your hands with me. Just clap your hands. Just clap your hands.
That was indeed so vibrant and a perfect display of joy and happiness. And you can see how much the members of Patna Obs and Gynae Society are happy to receive all the delegates and faculty. So thank you all of you for coming down to Patna. Thank you so much. So now I invite Dr. Shipra Roy, member inaugural committee, and Dr. Lakshmi Jha to carry the program forward.
Now we begin our program by escorting our dignitaries to the dais, and the lovely girls are requested to kindly help with that. First of all, Dr. Shashi, if you could escort our organizing chairperson, president of Patna Ops Gynae Society, Dr. Meena Samant. Dr. Khushbu, if you could please escort our chief guest, Foxy President, Dr. Jaideep Tang. Secretary General of Foxy, Dr. Madhuri Patel, is requested to come to the dais, and Dr. Divya will be escorting her. Dr. Shama, please escort our guest of honor, past President Foxy, Dr. H.D. Pai, to the dais. Dr. Swapnil, if you could please escort our guest of honor, Chief of Field Office, UNICEF, Ms. Margaret Guada. Dr. Shashi, please escort our special guest, Foxy Vice President, Dr. Janmejay Mahapatra. Dr. Khushbu, please escort our National Advisor, Dr. Mahesh Gupta, to the dais. Dr. Divya, please escort National Convener, Dr. Bhaskar Pal, to the dais. Dr. Shama, kindly escort our organizing secretary, Secretary Patna Ops Gynae Society, Dr. Amita Sinha.
After the invitation of the dignitaries on the dais and our book presentation, now I would like to invite none other than our energetic organizing chairperson of the conclave, and I'd like to invite Dr. Meena Samanthi. And Meena Samanthi, she's a senior consultant and HOD Department of Obs and Gynecology, Holy Family Hospital. She's President, Patna Obs and Gynae Society, Vice President, ISOPAB, Chairperson, Foxy Clinical Research Committee in 2019 to 2022. And thank you, please.
Thank you. So, good evening, everyone. I stand here before you as the organizing chairperson and the president of the Patna Obs and Gynae Society. And with immense pleasure, I welcome each and every one of you present here for the inauguration ceremony of the Foxy PPH Conclave. Dignitaries on the dais, our President, Dr. Jaideep Tank, welcome to Patna, your first visit as President, but I'm sure we'll have many more in the time to come. I welcome our guests of honor, immediate past President, Dr. Rishikesh Pai, sir. So thank you for joining us. Very late we invited you, but you could accept and come over. Thank you so much. And Patna Obs and Gynae cannot have enough of you. Please do come again. And it is indeed a pleasure to welcome Miss Margaret Gowda. Welcome, madam, to Patna Obs and Gynae Society, our PPH conclave, to Bihar, to India. I wish and I hope that UNICEF and Patna Obs and Gynae Society will partner as we've been doing previously in our common interests. Welcome. I would like to welcome our Vice President of the East Zone, Dr. Janmejay Mahapatra, sir. So welcome. As VP, again, it's your first visit to Patna. Welcome, sir. Then we have, now it is my privilege to welcome Dr. Mahesh Gupta, the person behind today's, who has conceptualized the PPH conclave, and this is this year, the second of the series that he's been doing. And of course, his partner in crime, Dr. Bhaskar Pal, both have been there, planning out and chalking out, and we've had a beautiful program since morning. And I must say, they have, conceptualized and, the driving force behind today's program, the 2 days program. My hearty welcome to our dear Foxy Secretary General, Dr. Madhuri Patel, ma'am. Welcome once again to Patna. Ma'am, it's always a pleasure to have you here. And I hope by now you must be thinking Patna as one of your second homes, probably. So, ma'am, it's so nice to have you here again and again. And of course, my team member, my backbone, Dr. Amita Sinha, I welcome you. And of course, the whole team of Inauguration Committee. It gives me, the dignitaries of the dais. Let me start by, welcoming our past presidents here, Dr. Manju Geeta Mishra, Dr. Shanti Roy ma'am, Dr. Anita Singh, Dr. Neelam, Dr. Alka, Dr. Vinita, Dr. Abha, Dr. Kumkumdi, Dr. Pramila Modi madam, Dr. Sushma Pandey, and so many and the invited faculty we have. Some of them may have left. I can see Dr. Sheila Mane ma'am, Dr. Doshi, Dr. Shashi Kabra, Dr. Ranjana Khanna, Dr. Milind, welcome sir. Dr. Nalini Mishra. I mean, it would be difficult to name each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your efforts, for the knowledge that you have shared and made us richer here. I welcome our past president IMA, Dr. Shehjahan Babu is here. Welcome, sir. We are really privileged to have you here in our program today. And we all know that IMA is always standing behind us whenever we are in, those kinds of problems. We have here with us also the past president Foxy, Dr. P.K. Shah. Sir, welcome to our PPH Con. Dr. Alka Kriplani, ma'am, I think she's just joining us shortly. All the delegates, all our pharma partners, I welcome you all. The members of press and media, a hearty welcome to all of you. You've always there with us, giving the positive message to the society. Thank you for your presence here. So I welcome all our, the IMA staff, our audiovisual people, and all the people who are here with us. A hearty welcome to each one of you. I might have missed some names. Excuse me for that. And I sign off here. Thank you.
So thank you to our organizing chairperson for the wonderful address. So, Tamso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Light is considered as a symbol of auspiciousness, prosperity, and abundance. We light the lamp to signify the triumph of knowledge and goodness over ignorance. With these words, I invite the luminaries and the dignitaries on the dais to light the auspicious lamp and open this inaugural ceremony of PPHCon 2024.
गणपतये नमो नमः श्री सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः अष्टविनायक नमो नमः गणपति बप्पा मोरया मंगल मूर्ति मोरया ओम गणपतये नमो नमः श्री सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः अष्टविनायक नमो नमः गणपति बप्पा मोरया मंगल मूर्ति मोरया ओम गणपतये नमो नमः श्री सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः अष्ट विनायक नमो नमः गणपति बप्पा मोरया मंगल मूर्ति मोरया ओम गणपतये नमो नमः श्री सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः अष्ट विनायक नमो नमः गणपति बप्पा मोरया मंगल मूर्ति मोरया करता दुख हरता वार्ता विघ्नाची दुर्वी पूर्वी प्रेम कृपा जयाची सर्वांगी सुंदर उटी शेंदुराची कंठी जळके माळ मुक्ता फळांची जय देव जय देव जय देव जय देव जय मंगल मूर्ती दर्शन मात्रे मान कामना पूर्ती जय देव जय देव जय देव जय देव जय मंगल मूर्ती दर्शन मात्रे मान कामना पूर्ती जय देव जय देव रत्न खचित फरा दुज गौरी कुमरा चंदनाची उठी कुमकुम केशरा हिरे जडित मुकुट शोभा तो बरा ऋण सुरती नूपुरे चरणी घागरिया जय देव जय देव जय देव जय देव जय मंगल मूर्ति दर्शन मात्रे मान कामना पूर्ति जय देव जय देव जय देव जय देव जय मंगल मूर्ति दर्शन मात्रे मान कामना पूर्ति जय देव जय देव सरळ सुंड वक्र तुंड त्रिनयना दासरामाचा वाट पाहे सदना संकटी पावावे निर्
We are honored to invite Dr. Madhuri Patel, current Secretary General FOGSI, to address the audience. Madam was Joint Secretary FOGSI in 2009 and committee member FIGO preterm birth. She is the Associate Editor, Journal of Obs and Gynae of India, and also currently working as Honorary Clinical Associate at Wadia Hospital in Mumbai. Okay, Madam.
Thank you, Dr. Lakshmi, for your kind words. Respected our President, Dr. Jaideep Chan, then our guest of honor, Dr. Rishikesh Pai, our another guest of honor, Margaret Gowda, Chief of Field Office, UNICEF Bihar. Then we have Dr. Janmajaya Mahapatra, our Vice President, FOGSI, Dr. Mahesh Gupta, National Advisor, Dr. Bhaskar Pal, National Convener, Dr. Alka Pandey, Dr. Abharani Sinha, and of course I cannot forget Dr. Meena, the Organizing Chair and President, Dr. Amita Sinha, Secretary, Pragna, Lakshmi, Shipra, and I can see down my dear, Madam Manju Gita Mishra, Santi Roy Madam, then Pramila Madam, Sushma Madam, then Dr. Anita Singh, Bihar Jharkhand President. I had come last year in Bhagalpur when she got installed, and I was also here last, for 15 days back at Dhanbad. And of course, I can see all Supriya, Dr. Milin, Sheila, Ranjana, Shashi, and Vinita, and Abharani Singh. Of course, I can see Dr. PK Shah sir and Dr. Haresh Doshi sir, and all my dear friends. Very good evening to all of you. Sita, I have not forgotten you. So, Sita, very good evening to all of you. It is an honor to me, and of course, I take it as a privilege, proud privilege, to stand before you and address the August gathering on this PPH Conclave Works Conference. We have experience when Dr. Mahesh Gupta, during Dr. Rishikesh Pai time, he conducted PPH Conclave in Gandhinagar. It was a big, big success, and we learned a lot. And I'm sure, we came just now, but I'm heard that it was an excellent program, and we, all the luminaries are going to talk more and more on PPH. Because we know that our mission is reduction in maternal mortality rate, and all of us are aware that we could reduce to 2 digit, that is 97 per 100,000 live births, and we are marching towards reducing MMR less than 70 per 100,000 live birth by 2030. There are many states who have achieved. They should go for the single-digit maternal mortality by 2030, and others, they are definitely making all efforts to go ahead to reduction in maternal mortality rate. And one more thing I would like to say, that postpartum hemorrhage makes the 38% of the maternal mortality, and therefore we have to concentrate more on PPH also. The reason is that we can reduce drastically postpartum hemorrhage, and we can reduce maternal mortality because 70% of them are preventable. Second common cause is anemia. And Dr. Rishikesh time, we had, northeast and south yatra, where we said Nana anemia. And this Nana anemia, in the morning, we used to do community services in form of camps, collection of blood, and, sensitizing, making aware the community. Evening, we used to talk about with the journalists. We used to have a press conference. So they are the strong people who can spread the message in the community. And late evening, we used to do CME on the updating our topics. I remember Ranjana is here because I would like to narrate one incident, that we were at the inauguration function at Allahabad, that is Prayagraj. We had called 2 judges. And after finishing our inaugural function, one of the judges said, I will get my hemoglobin done tomorrow. So this is the impact of our, conferences, workshop. So the people, educated people, are also neglecting their, health. What about the common people? So it is very important to make them sensitized and make aware, not only community, but also our members, who can definitely, we can do much more for the women's health. And as far as Foxy is concerned, today you must have had the Leadership Development Initiative. Dr. Rishikesh and myself were there in London for the same. And that time, they gave us the 4 topics of the project. Because they say either you take a corticosteroid for prematurity, magnesium sulfate, and that is tranexamic acid for PPH, treatment of PPH, and one more is anemia, parental and treatment of anemia. So we selected 2 topics, that is tranexamic acid, now it is called as Emotive, and second was for the parental iron. So these 2 can combine together, can drastically reduce the postpartum hemorrhage. From Bihar and UP, we have selected 2 units, and there are many other 50 leadership development initiative gynecologists. They are going to implement this practice in their, hospital, and they are going to come out with the data. One more thing I would like to say, that anemia prevalence has remained the same. It was 30 years back. Now also it is the same. So we have to come together and treat the patient in toto. You can't take partly here and partly there. So this is a very, very important conference, and we will learned many things, and I congratulate the organizers, Dr. Meena, Dr. Amita, Dr. Bhaskar, Dr. Mahesh Gupta, and Dr. Jaideep Tang Rishikesh for the most apt conference, and I wish them best luck. Thank you once again for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am, for your pearls of wisdom. Now, I take the opportunity to invite Dr. Mahesh Gupta, sir. And Sir is national convener. She has received 2 medals in 1983 in Gujarat University for Surgery and Medicine subjects. Received Times of India Health Icon Award, Ahmedabad City 2018. Developed, patented, and published techniques to control PPH, and it's endorsed by RCOG. He is having American patent of suture material used for cesarean sections and PPH. Sir is having 50-bedded multi-speciality hospital at Ahmedabad. He is in the editorial board member in World Journal of Anemia. He is president Ahmedabad Obstetric Gynae Society in 2013. He is ex-honorary convener of Gujarat State of Gynae Association, and he has been invited as guest faculty across in India and abroad. Please, sir.
Dr. Meena told me about 3 minutes, but you read my CV, so I think I will take 20 minutes. So anyway, the excellency on the dais, all my friends, Jaideep, Rishikesh, Madhuri ma'am, Janmay Jay, and Nita Samant and Margaret Bhaskar and all an excellency of the dais. This conference was conceived even 7 months back. I did my first PPH 3 days conference in Ahmedabad in June. Then Bhaskar told me that let us do the same theme-based conference at elsewhere. So we have selected the Patna. And today by seeing the presence in the audience, and I congratulate Meena Samant for the excellent management. All hall was full from today from 8:30 a.m. to even 5:30 p.m. and all workstations were full. The PPH is since my passion since last 12 years. So I'm exclusively doing PPH work at my place, where even the half of the Gujarat they are training. It's training to me for all high-risk cases, and I'm tackling all that cases there. And I believe that no woman should die when giving birth. So that is a dictum. And although the maternal mortality rate of India is now going less than 100 in our Gujarat, it is last census it is madam 57 only in Gujarat, 57 per 1 lakh birth. So we are targeting that 50 or 100 mother, even that 50 or 100 mother should not die when giving birth to a life. So that is always being my passion. And we have developed a certain workstation where all these today young gynecologists, they learn the suturing techniques, how to do surgical techniques to control the PPH as well as to conserve the uterus. So that is our also a motto that don't do obstetric hysterectomy as a first glance or first place. Just you conserve the uterus and treat the PPH. So thank you again for Patna Society for giving me an opportunity. So that's why I'm standing in front of you, and that is honor for me for this all my legend doctors present in the audience as well as on the dais. Thank you very much.
So who do you think I'm going to introduce next? Any guesses? Well, that was an intelligent guess from Dr. Anita Singh. Well, it is my immense pleasure to introduce Dr. Bhaskar Pal as the national convener for PPH Conclave. Well, he's a beacon of dynamic intellect, and his name, which means the light maker, or the sun, literally. Well, and his name resonates with excellence in FOXI, IAG, RCOG, and whatnot. With a career marked by notable achievements and a visionary perspective, he has become a trailblazer in many professional organizations of the country. And that is a fact and which we all know. So, and with these words, Dr. Bhaskar Pal, I would invite you for your address in this PPH conclave.
Thank you, friends. You can see the importance of having good friends. You can get introduced really liberally. Thank you, Pragya. Dr. Jaideep Tang, President Foxy. Dr. Rishikesh Pai, immediate past President Foxy. Ms. Margaret Gawade, Chief of the Field Office of UNICEF in Bihar. Dr. Janmejay Mahapatra, Vice President Foxy. Dr. Madhuri Patel, Secretary General of Foxy. Dr. Meena Samant is a hard taskmaster, and when she tells us, you've got 2 to 3 minutes, you dare not. We are scared of her. We dare not go. So I was wondering what to do in 2 minutes. So I said I will take some names for 1 minute, and in 1.5 minutes, I'll give you some background of the conference. So it's great always to come back to Patna. I have got such loving elders here. Dr. Manjukita Mishra to start with, Dr. Anita Singh, Dr. Pramila Modi, Shanti Roy Madam. Great to see all the past presidents here. Dr. Shushma Pandey, who am I missing? Dr. Kumkumdi and Dr. Neelam. And great to see our past president of Foxy, Dr. P.K. Shah, past vice presidents, Milind Shah and Sheila Mane. Our past and present committee chairpersons like Preeti Kumar, Pratibha Singh, Sitaram Murthy, and our past vice president, my co-vice president, Dr. Ranjana Khanna, Dr. Haresh Doshi, past vice president. And I'll give you a little background of the conference. Dr. Mahesh Gupta we all know he's a great surgeon, but he's a great innovative mind as well. And Mahesh did this PPH conclave, and he was overwhelmed by the response. And he felt that we had a discussion, and we felt we need to take it across the country. And we spoke to Jaideep, and for this year, we thought we'll take it to East and South. So here we are in East, and hopefully by the end of the year, we'll get to South, and maybe then North, and we will try and rotate. When we thought of East, the Bengal society is overwhelmed with conferences this year. The only other society, the dynamic society I could think of was Patna. And I keep saying that Patna society is, and that's why when you talk of the team at Patna society, you cannot take 3 or 4 names because it is a big team. So a great show led by Meena Samant and Amita Sinha. Amita has always been on the phone this morning as a victim of the success of the conference. So she was trying to say where I will put the extra food, where I will put the extra chairs, etc. Great scientific program by Dr. Usha Didwania Madam's team, Dr. Alka Pandey Madam, my dear friend Abharani Sinha and Vinita and Ranjana, Mini, Nibha, Supriya, Pragya, Shipra, Lakshmi. Great job. And I think there are a lot of conferences. Every week, there are 3 conferences somewhere or the other in the country. And it's a challenge to keep people in the hall. Here, if you come in and see, this is what people want. They want skill development. We have close to 500 registration. The hall has been full during the day, and you've seen that the rush that was there at the skill stations. So people want to learn. It is a younger crowd. They want to learn new things, different things. They just don't want to hear lectures which are just unrelated. Yes, they do want to hear lectures. So this pattern, I think as we go forward, we'll modify and refine the pattern. So this mornings that we had our live workshops interspersed with video lectures, and then we had a single hall talks and the skill stations. That is what people want. And we need to give out to people what people want, because that is what will develop their skills, and that is what is going to help women in this country. Thank you, and it's been an honor. And I must say that I am not done what Meena is saying. I've just been a catalyst or the seasoning in this lovely dish. So it was Mahesh's idea, and Meena's team's implementation. I've only been the seasoning and the catalyst. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for all that appreciation of Patna Obs-Gynae Society. We are delighted to have Dr. Rishikesh Pai here to address the audience. As you know, he's the immediate past president of FOGSI, a very well-loved figure who will always be associated with Badlav and Nana anemia, but that's not that he has to his credit. He is the Chief Administrator, Foxy Maneta Project, and editor, Indian edition of British Journal of Obs and Gynae. He's on FIGO Women's Cancer Committee. He has been honored with an honorary FRCOG by the Royal College and has been awarded Eminent Physician Award at National IMA. He has also been awarded with a Lifetime Achievement Award by ISAR. He has been past Secretary General of FOGSI, as you all know, a Senior Vice President, Deputy Secretary General, Treasurer and Chairperson in FOGSI. He has also been the past President of ISAR, IAGE, Mumbai Obsgynae Society and Maharashtra chapter of ISAR. Sir, may I invite you here?
Thank you. So it's respected dignitaries on the dais, our president, our dynamic young president, I would say, Dr. Jaideep Tang, and of course our Secretary General, Dr. Madhuri Patel, Madam Margaret, and then of course our Vice President Janmay Jai, who is a dynamic person from our same East Zone Vice President, and Dr. Pragya, Dr. Amita, and of course, our president, Dr. Meena Amant, and then Mahesh Gupta, my very good friend, and of course, the man behind the whole thing, Dr. Bhaskar Pal, who is, please give him a big hand for doing this integrated work. And there are a lot of people in the audience. I get scared because I may miss out on someone's name, but a lot of seniors are that I think I better not take any names here. But a lot of presidents, chairmen, and active chairmen are there, past chairmen are there. So I think I'll pass the taking of the names. Only I'll say that the IMA president is also here. So really, we are privileged to have you here amongst us. And I don't want to take much time. PPH is, since morning you have been, I think we'll dream of PPH tonight. Because since morning we are having PPH drilled into our brain, and I'm sure that is reflecting on our maternal mortality that is slowly reducing. We are at 97 per 100,000, and many of the states, like Kerala, is always an abnormal state. They are at around 20, or God knows what they are at present. But I was just reading the literature, and many of the Americans and all, the mortalities are very low, 1 to 6%, 6 per 100,000. So there's a huge amount of catching up for all of us to do. Of course, our country is a large country. We can't obviously the kind of operation which we do, and I really feel that last 10 years have been dynamic for our leadership. Our political leadership has also been fantastic. All at the center as well as the state level, the leaderships have been totally focused on women's health care. As far as Foxy is concerned, Foxy has done a lot. Since we have the multiple projects, the Ampli PPH project has been brought in for PPH. We have the FIGO Leadership Development Initiative, and now Dr. Tang has got the mother of all projects. The $3 million project, please give him a big hand. He has got from the Gates Foundation. There's a lot of work being done behind the scenes, and he will tell you about it, I'm sure, in his talk. And we have, so our federation is very dynamic, and I'm very proud to be a part of this fantastic organization. I don't think I should take much more of your time. I'm really grateful and thankful for you to have called me for this lovely function, and I always, cherish Patna, very much. All of you are my very good friends, and I like coming here. I was telling someone that I know every inch of, right from the airport to the hotel and the rooms and where is what available, also I know very well. But, so it's like home for me. So I'm really grateful for all the relationship that I have with all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your nice words. And now I take the privilege to invite Margaret Guada, ma'am. She is Chief of Field Office, UNICEF, Bihar. Ma'am has done her education here. She has done her MSc in Clinical Psychology from University of Nairobi, Kenya. She has done Bachelor of Psychology, Counseling, University of Nairobi, Kenya. She has done Diploma in Education, Home Economics from Sarabia College. Ma'am has a work experience of over 25 years at senior management levels in leadership and program management. Margaret ma'am brings a diverse range of experience in both gender and risk-informed development and humanitarian response programming. UNICEF experience from 2009 till date, she has served as Chief of Field Office for 15 years in various locations, including Kenya, Syria, Ghana, and Madhya Pradesh, and at present she is working in Bihar. Played a key role in championing children's well-being and advocating for their rights. Worked closely with governments to strengthen systems and expand the fiscal space for children. Ma'am has Ma'am has worked for, she has coordinated UNICEF humanitarian action in various crises, including Ebola outbreak, floods, droughts, polio, cholera, and measles eradication initiative, ensuring UNICEF core commitments for children. She joined ICO in January 2021 as Chief of Field Office, UNICEF, Madhya Pradesh. And I invite ma'am to please say a few words.
Obs and gynecology and medicine. So I can even ask how many people in this room are non-medical, non-doctors, and probably there's only 4 or 5 of us in this room. But it's actually a privilege to be with you this afternoon because anything of the well-being of mothers and children requires concerted effort. And being in this room just takes me back over 30 years ago when I was on a delivery bed and seeing how much effort goes into ensuring the safety and the well-being of mothers at that critical time is actually an important conference that we are in this afternoon. Dr. Tank, the national president, Dr. Mohapatna, I'm trying to read them so that I can pronounce the names correctly, the National Vice Chair of FOXI. Dr. Meena, yours is a bit easier. Dr. Meena, the Chairperson of Organizing Committee. Dr. Pragya Mishra Chaudhry, the Chairperson of the Inaugural Committee. Dr. Sinha, the Organizing Secretary. Dr. Alka Pandey, Convener. Dr. Sinha, co-convener, all distinguished guests on the dais. I may have left you out, but I really acknowledge and recognize your contribution in this conclave and in ensuring that our mothers are safe at delivery. One of the key things that caught my attention is when it was mentioned here that no mother needs to die by a preventable cause. And therefore, the work that you are doing around PPH this year in this conclave takes us a long way in ensuring that we are using innovative, relevant, contextualized methodologies in ensuring that our mothers remain safe in delivery. UNICEF is very privileged to continue to work with the government of India, particularly here in the state of Bihar. I have just recently joined. I am only 2 weeks old in Bihar, coming from Madhya Pradesh. And it's a privilege to hear how much work has gone into improving the well-being of mothers and children in this state. I will not get into the jargon of my speech because all the experts are in this room and are seated here, but just to recognize the fact that for mothers to survive, it takes convergence. It takes a concerted effort across different sectors. UNICEF works very closely with you in the health sector, and today I'm with Dr. Reddy, who's seated here, who actually works very closely with the association in this state. And we also are working very closely in the issues of anemia and child well-being with nutrition, with the nutrition sector, and also looking at the quality improvement of water sanitation and hygiene, which are all convergent issues around improving the maternal well-being of our mothers. So it's actually a privilege that today we are noting the decline, the consistent decline of maternal mortality in the country, and particularly in the state we note that if the work continues as is going on here, improving skills and improving knowledge, we can come down to the 1 digit that we are talking about per 1 lakh live births, and therefore ensuring that we reach the Millennium Development Goal, the Sustainable Development Goal 3 of reducing MMR. And so it gives us a big honor and a privilege to stand here as UNICEF and to renew our commitment, Dr. Mina, that we will continue partnering with your association, the great work that you are doing with our colleagues, especially at the district level. We look to bringing this down to the lower levels, bringing the knowledge that has been gained at this level to the lower levels, working with the volunteers that are from your association, that are rolling down these initiatives on the ground, and whatever else that we can do as UNICEF to ensure the well-being of women, especially improving the quality of care, is an important component and core business for UNICEF in the state. We congratulate you for this conclave, and we look forward to partnering with you. The details of the work that UNICEF does will be shared by Dr. Reddy tomorrow. I think he has a slot in the agenda to share with you the work that UNICEF is doing in partner and how together we can collectively improve and support the government of Bihar in improving the well-being of women and children. We wish you the very best for this conclave, and thank you very much for the invitation. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words. Now I request Pragya Mishra Chaudhary, ma'am, to please call.
It is my privilege to invite Dr. Janmejay Mahapatra, Vice President FOXI 2024, to kindly address the audience. Dr. Mahapatra has strong association with gynecological oncology, and he has been a treasurer AGOI from 2022 to 24. He was a chairperson Clinical Research Committee of FOXI 2013 to 2015. He's also been a chairperson YGOG Committee of Association of Gynecological Oncologists of India from 2017 to 2019, chairperson of Preventive Oncology and Public Awareness Committee of AGOI, and a joint organizing secretary AICOG 2002 in Bhubaneswar. Sir, kindly come to the dais.
Good evening, everybody. Respected President, our dynamic National President, Dr. Jaideep Tang, Chief Guest of the evening, other dignitaries on the dais, Dr. Sana Prasad Singh, past President IMN, other dignitaries of the dais. It is a matter of pride and pleasure that Patna Obstetrics and Gynec Society is hosting PPH conclave for 2 days, that is 30th and 31st. Postpartum hemorrhage is a major obstetric challenge even today, which is associated with gross morbidities and maternal mortality. It is said that obstetrics is a bloody business, and if it culminates in PPH, it is a bloody business. Again, we know that FPH weakens and PPH kills. Even today, many mothers are dying because of PPH. Among the causes of PPH, atony and injury are two major concerns. For obstetricians today, managing PPH is a formidable challenge. Availability of blood and blood products, management of SDU, obstetric ICU, proper and timely referral to tertiary care center can save life to great extent. I hope these 2 days obstetrician and maternal care givers and chain of health professionals on this important topic will bring a sea change in managing PPH and give a better life to our suffering mothers. Thank you again, Patna Society, for wonderful workshop today, and I wish all the best for 2 days successful conference. Thank you all. Long live Pakshi.
If we could have some silence, please. as you know, we move towards the most awaited moment of today's inaugural ceremony. Well, you would have guessed, what it is. So it is actually an honor for me to introduce the chief guest of today's occasion, the Foxy President, Dr. Jaideep Tank, whom I best describe as someone for the Foxy, by the Foxy, and with the Foxy. So I think he really needs a big applaud for that. So his 30 years of dedication brought him an overwhelming victory in 2022 in the Foxy presidential election. What more can I say? Well, I wouldn't read his CV out because his CV is like a book. So with so many the laurels and so many contributions and he's too illustrious really, that itself, is his CV. I can just say that Dr. Jaideep Tank's journey is a testament to the power of intelligence coupled with relentless drive for innovation. His contribution has not only shaped the landscape of Foxy, but has also set a standard of excellence. As we gather here today, we are honored to have such a distinguished personality amongst us as our chief guest. So I invite Dr. Jaideep Tank for his address.
Thank you, Pragya, for that very warm, very generous introduction. If I knew that I was going to be introduced so nicely, I would have got my wife along with me. It is, of course, always such a pleasure and privilege to be in Patna and to be chief guest of a conference in your presidency is indeed very, very special. I would like to very much thank the organizing team led by Dr. Meena Samant, the organizing chair and president, Dr. Amita Sinha, the organizing secretary and secretary of the society, Dr. Mahesh Gupta, my good friend Dr. Bhaskar Pal, the national convener, Dr. Alka Pandey Madam, Dr. Abharani Sinha, Dr. Usha Didwania, Dr. Vinita Singh, Dr. Ranjana Sinha, Dr. Mini Anand, and Dr. Niba Mohan, and the entire organizing committee who have contributed to make this conference a huge success. When I checked in today at the reception, and then someone was helping me to take my bags to the room, and I entered the room. I'm very familiar with this hotel. I've stayed here many times. The person who was helping me with the room said, "Pranam sir, aap rahe ho na pehle, humne dekha hai aapko." So I think not only have I come to Patna very often, I have come to this hotel also very often. Thank you very much, Patna Society, for putting this together. Of course, if I look at it through the lens of my growing up in Foxy, I would have to say that for me, Patna was represented by so many of the stalwarts who are sitting here, Dr. Shanti Roy, Dr. Manju Gita Mishra Madam, Dr. Kusum Gopal Kapoor Madam, Pramila Modi Madam, Dr. Sushma Pandey Madam, and so many seniors who are over here. And then their legacy really has been carried forward by so many of the organizing team whom I have mentioned. And of course, Dr. Anita Singh Madam, I had the pleasure of working with her, Dr. Neelam, Pragya, of course, and Charu. Charu has been a massive help to me. Thank you very much. And I'm so happy to see committee chairs from Foxy over here. Supriya, Dr. Pratibha Singh, Sita is over here. Thank you very much for all the work that you do for Foxy. And of course, office bearers, Dr. Rishikesh Pai, who's also the first ever trustee from the Asia Oceania region elected to FIGO. Janmajay, the vice president of Foxy, Dr. Madhuri Patel. Many years back when I was working and trying to go up in Foxy, Dr. C.N. Purandare had said that, like when you are Secretary General, having a president is like getting a new spouse every year. So at that time it used to be that the Secretary General used to be there for 5 years. So I guess CN sir has had 5 spouses. Dr. PK Shah is here, he also had 5 spouses. But I had 3 because in my time the Secretary General's post was 3 and Dr. Rishikesh and Dr. Patel, I hope you are happy with your spouses. Of course, it's rather unique that, there are 3 Secretary Generals sitting on the stage. And I think it's quite unique. And of course, there is a most senior Secretary General sitting in the audience, Dr. PK Shah, who's also our past president. Thank you very much, Dr. Margaret, for those words, particularly your emphasis on quality of care. I will be speaking a little about the project that we will be doing in Bihar. We hope to roll it out in April and May of this year. And I'm very happy to see Dr. Singh, sir, is the past national president of IMA over here. I'm also very happy to see so many of our past vice presidents over here. Dr. MC Patel, sir, is here. Dr. Haresh Doshi, Dr. Ranjana, Milind, Basab, and I'm sorry if I miss out. Dr. Sheila Mane is here. She's, of course, known very famously as a PPH lady of India. And of course, Preeti is here. Preeti has also done quite a lot of work in the field of PPH. It's not always easy for a gynecologist to get the microphone and finish in time. And I have the tough task of finishing in 5 minutes, but I have to finish in 5 minutes because all the preceding speakers have finished in time. I was actually hoping they would speak a little more so even I would get a little more time. So let me end by saying that PPH actually embodies what is this year's Foxy's theme and logo. If you see that circle over there, and over there, it's the one in the center, you'll see that that circle is incomplete. And that incomplete circle, the gap in the circle is left deliberately to represent the distance that we have to travel to complete the circle. And it should be our aspiration to complete the circle and make sure that every woman who needs the care that she deserves gets it. PPH is a great example also of our tagline this year, Foxy 360, which also goes with our Sanskrit tagline, which is Jivanasya Ruttam, which means circle of life, because PPH embodies a continuum of care aspect, which we sometimes don't talk enough about. For example, a clinical context of anemia is sometimes not taken into account when you talk about PPH because we diagnose PPH visually. Finally, let me end with some gratitude and an appeal that Foxy has received a fairly large grant from the Gates Foundation. Dr. Pai mentioned it. And we hope that we can do significant work in 8 districts in Bihar. And I will look forward to all the possible help from the Patna Society. We are planning a hub and spoke model where we think that the Patna Society should be the hub and we will reach out to the other districts in a spoke model. And we are going to be talking about anemia and the emotive approach for PPH as part of this project. Finally, thank you very much to each and every member of the Patna Society, to each and every person in the hall, and of course, each and every organizers who's involved in putting together this wonderful event. It truly is my pleasure and privilege to be here. Thank you very much.
Now, there is release of Foxy National Adolescent Health Conference 2024 flyer to be held at Patna on 27th and 28th of July 2024 by the Adolescent Health Committee Foxy, hosted by Patna Obs and Gynae Society. May I please request our chief guest, President Foxy, Dr. Jaideep Tang sir, to kindly do the honor. I request the Chairperson, Adolescent Health Committee, Foxy, Dr. Supriya Jaiswal, to kindly come to the dais for the release. I request other team members to please accompany. Thank you, sir, for doing the honor. Thank you so much. Now, we'll have the release of Book of Abstract by our own conveners, Dr. Alka Pandey, ma'am. I request ma'am to please come on the dais to do the honor. And Dr. Abha Rani Sinha, ma'am. Ma'am is, Alka Pandey, ma'am is ex-Vice President Foxy, and Abha Rani Sinha, ma'am is ex-Chairperson Quiz Committee Foxy, and wow. I request all the dignitaries to please join. Thank you, Alka Pandey, ma'am. Thank you, Abha Rani Sinha, ma'am. And thank you, everyone, all the dignitaries on the dais for doing the honor. Now we'll have felicitation of our dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. Initially to start with, I request Dr. Meena Samant, ma'am, organizing chairperson of this conclave, to felicitate Dr. Jaideep Tang, sir. Next को निकाल के रखें ना? हाँ, ठीक। हाँ, डॉक्टर माधुरी। Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Dr. Amita Sinha, ma'am, organizing secretary of this conclave, to felicitate our Secretary General Foxy, Dr. Madhuri Patel, ma'am. Now I request Dr. Anita Singh, ma'am, to please felicitate our past president, Dr. Rishikesh Pai, sir. Now I request Dr. Sahajanand Singh, sir. Where is he? चले गए? तब किसको बोल दें? इनको आभा मैम को बुला लेते हैं. Now I request Dr. Abha Rani Sinha, ma'am, to felicitate our guest of honor, Chief of Field Office UNICEF, Ms. Margaret Guada, ma'am. Now I request Dr. Vinita Singh, ma'am, to felicitate our special guest, Dr. Janmajay Mohapatra, sir. हाँ बोलिएगा लीजिए यहाँ तक हो गया जन्मजय महापात्रा महेश प्रसाद सर अलका पांडे मैम को बुला लीजिए ना
नहीं वो बोल रही थी ये कर लेते हैं सुषमा मैडम को बताते
बुला दीजिए
हैं May I request our past president of Patna Obsgyne Society, Dr. Sushma Pandey, to kindly come to the stage to felicitate our national advisor, Dr. Mahesh Gupta, please. May I request Madam Alka Pandey, past Vice President Foxy, to come to the stage to felicitate our national convener, Dr. Bhaskar Pal.
I request Dr. P.K. Shah sir to please come forward, our past President Foxy. And I request Dr. Shanti Roy ma'am to please felicitate sir with the plaque and the stroll. हमको बता दिए थे हाँ वाइट है ऑफ वाइट Thank you, our seniors and all the dignitaries for felicitating our guests. And now I request Dr. Amita Sinha ma'am. She is consultant gynecologist Patna and she is secretary Patna Obs and Gyne Society, a communicator of ISOPA, East Zone communicator, to please give her a vote of thanks.
Hello. Thank you, Lakshmi, for your kind introduction. Respected dignitaries sitting on the dais, off the dais, stalwarts of Foxy, Pox, and my dear colleagues. A very good evening to all of you. On behalf of organizing team PPHCon, I am standing here to express vote of thanks to all those who made this event possible. At the outset, I would like to thank the Almighty God for the priceless gift of grace. My sincere thanks to all the advisors who are present here for their blessings to us and this program. Dr. Shanti Roy Madam, Dr. Manju Geeta Mishra Madam, Pramila Modi Madam, Kusum Gopal Kapoor Madam, Barun Kala Sinha Madam, Sushma Pandey Madam, Dharmshila Sharma Madam, Anita Singh Madam, Kumkum Sinha Madam, Dr. Neelam Madam and Geeta Sinha Di. Thank you all the advisors for giving us blessings. My special thanks to our chief guest, Dr. Jaideep Tang sir, for accepting our invitation and for being with us at Patna today. Sir, your presence has boosted our energy to accomplish this challenging job. Thank you, sir. I extend my deepest gratitude to Dr. Madhuri Patel, Madam, for her presence and support. Madam, your presence has added an extra spark to this event. Thank you for coming to Patna and gracing this occasion. My sincere thanks to guest of honor, Dr. Rishikesh Pai, sir, past President Foxy, for his pulse of wisdom. Sir, your thought and acts have truly inspired all of us. Thank you for coming to Patna. I thank Mrs. Margaret Guada, guest of honor, for your gracious presence and all the support. Madam, you made the program a very successful and memorable one. Our words may not be capable of communicating our gratitude, so my thanks to Vice President Dr. Janmejay Mahapatra for accepting our invitation and coming to Patna. My heartfelt thanks to National Advisor Dr. Mahesh Gupta sir and National Convener Dr. Bhaskar Parsal for their guidance and support. Sir, both of you were the guiding force and driving force behind this program. Thank you, so kindly accept our gratitude. I thank all the faculty members, all the guest speakers, chairpersons, panelists, moderators for their wonderful scientific session and their involvement. My sincere thanks to co-convener Dr. Alka Pandey Madam and Dr. Abharani Sinhadi for all your help and in planning and executing this PPH Con. Madam, you have taught us these organizing skills. Thank you for your guidance and support. My sincere thanks to Dr. Meena Samant, organizing chairperson, for all her support and guidance. I would like to say one line about Dr. Meena, that Meena, we or I or anyone could not have done this program so meticulously without you and your vision. So I big salute to your hard work and dedication and guidance. Thank you, Dr. Meena. I don't have sufficient word to thank my joint secretaries and teammates, Dr. Ranjana Sinha and Dr. Mini Anand. एक ही बात हमें ये कहना है इनके बारे में कि just because of you two friends, lovely friends, I laugh a little harder, cry a little less, and smile a lot more. Thank you, Dr. Ranjana and Dr. Mini, for helping me at all the front. Just, you are like diamonds, bright, beautiful, valuable, and always in style. It's about all our committee chairpersons. Now I start thanking my all committee chairpersons, starting from scientific team, Dr. Usha Didwania Madam and her team with Jayoti Malhotra and Monica Anand for beautifully crafting this program. I thank Chairperson Dr. Vinita Singh with her team, Dr. Supriya Jaiswal and Veena Sinha for the wonderful show of workshop from NMCH to Hotel Moria. I thank Free Paper Committee under the guidance of Dr. Anjana Sinha, Sangam Jha and Smriti Sparsh for beautiful deliberation by all the youngsters. And what to say about e-poster committee under the guidance of Rita Jha and the young brain Dr. Divya Suman. She did wonderful job and we got more than 105 pre-paper and posters all together for this PPH Con. So a big hand for Dr. Divya Suman. She did all the job regarding free paper and committee e-posters. Registration committee headed by Dr. Charu Modi. She did wonderful job and we got registration more than 500. Thanks Charu and your team. Travel and Accommodation Committee headed by Himali Sinhadi, Nutan Narayana Shraddha Chakhaiyar. I think every guest is satisfied with their hospitality and arrangement of accommodation. Thank you team accommodation. Food Catering Committee under the heading of Usha Kumari Madam, Ranudi and Hema Narayan. We are enjoying tasty and delicious food here. So thank you team Food and Drug Committee. Cultural Committee. Just after 10 minutes, we will see the very interesting cultural program headed by this committee, Dr. Renu Rohatgi Madam, along with Kalpana and Dr. Shama. Quiz Committee. No program is complete without knowledge, extra knowledge gaining. So I thank Dr. Poonam Dikshidi, Dr. Jyoti Agarwal and Dr. Bhavna Tiwari for conducting preliminary round today, and tomorrow they will conduct final round. And I also thank Dr. Himanshu Roy for stall and exhibition, heading the stall and exhibition committee. He had arranged very beautifully all the stalls. And press and media committee headed by Dr. Poonam Lal. She has done wonderful job, and all the newspaper are covering positive news for this event. And I thank valedictory committee in advance because today we will have valedictory function. I thank all the participants for coming in large numbers to making it successful. Yes, sorry, अभी मैं आ रही थी. Oh my God, blunder. I thank Inaugural Committee Chairperson Dr. Pragya Mishra Chaudhary for this wonderful program. Sorry, Pragya, it was on the right side of the page, so I forgot it. Inaugural Committee has done wonderful. All are here. Just witness how many patients, how many delegates are here to attend this Pragya. It's your program. Pragya Mishra Chaudhary is helped by Dr. Shipra Roy and Dr. Lakshmi Jai. I thank all three of you for this wonderful inauguration. And I will forget something like that. I extend my thanks to IMA people, hotel event, Mr. Raj for making time management, audio visual people, Anita Enterprises for beautiful stage decoration, wonderful relay of live workshop. And I also thank all the photographers. My heartiest thanks to all the seniors members for, how can I forget to thank pharma partner for their wholehearted support, especially Team Corona Remedies for taking care of registration counter. I thank core of my heart to travel team from pharma sector who have helped us. Before I finish my vote of thanks, I ask for forgiveness with my folded hands for our any unintentional mistakes. Long live Foxy, long live Pox. Namaskar. Thank you.
Thank you, Dee. Now, all of us will stand for our national anthem. Jai. Bharat Mata Ki Jai. And now we come to the end of the inauguration event, and please hold on for a very, very, very vibrant cultural function. And to conduct the function, I hand over the mic to our Chairperson Cultural Committee, Dr. Renu Rohatgirdi ma'am, and I request ma'am to conduct the program. Thank you.